Okay, I'm surprised that this place hasn't got any high wealth people. That's bizarre, seeing that it's just here. The population, by the way, is steadily rising up. I think we had 17,000 when I started here today, and it's gone up quite a bit. There's not enough workers for very many hotels, and that's kind of understandable as well. I think with the amount of people, simply the amount of people in the region, you know, in the area I was looking at earlier on, the 4 places, it's perhaps not surprising that, you know, I've overdone the hotels here. If you look at the, you know, there's simply at the moment there's too much blue here, and all these, they're full density buildings, full density, and they're all full density hotels. Nearly everything is a hotel, so there's just far too, the supply and demand is not kind of adding up there. There's too much of too many hotels for too few tourists. So that's, I'm kind of cool with that. I don't mind when they start going bust like these ones back here have. What I may do is take them out. I'm going to do that now, actually. This little square here, I'm going to simply de-zone it. De-zone this section and get rid of the hotels. I'm going to get rid of these ones here as well, and I'm going to put, I'm simply going to put some residential. Because we need more people anyway, and we need less hotels. Probably not the nicest place to live beside the airport, but never mind. Now it's night time. Well, this is proving closing down the other places was a huge success, because that's I was thinking I wouldn't be able to solve this problem for many an hour, but it's looking now like I'm pretty soon going to be okay here. I'm going to pretty soon be making money, because I was losing 20, 30, maybe even 40,000 a day, but now it's all, that's down to losing just 3,000, and you can see the high wealth, especially the high wealth lodgers, that's not far away from capacity here. Well, no, it's not. It's halfway, let's say. This figure here of tourist gambling and stuff is over 100. So, you know, with the population that's still growing, and with people coming from Echo Town, I'm pretty confident that this is going to start making money soon. And I've also done away with some hotels now, so hopefully if I click here, well, you can still see they don't have, annoyed that they don't have workers. Not enough workers. Maybe they need low wealth workers maybe to do that, but I do have quite a lot of workers you know, over here. Actually, I'm surprised the land value here. I thought the land value would be. You can see the land value is high here. Why is that? Is it because of the clinic? There's more medium than I would have wanted here. I guess I would have liked a lot more low wealth. But I also would have thought that the people that are going to work in the hotels would be medium wealth, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe it needs not low wealth to work in the hotels. So what do I do about that? What do I do? See, I want the high wealth places to be here because I need them to fill the hotels. I guess if I wait for these places to develop, I'm kind of tempted to take away one of these things. Let's see what that would do if I close that down. That has lowered all of this to quite an extent. Are these hotels? No, these are. How about this one if I get rid of that? That's not too bad because these things are still in the high wealth zone. They're still affected by this, which can be upgraded. Excellent. I'm not really interested in that thing at all at the moment, I have to say, but the only reason I put that there was to increase the land value, which it's doing wonderfully. Now that still looks like that might be okay high wealth, but I think I can pretty sure that I can get rid of this, and you can see here, well, it says couldn't go to school, but I think I'm getting rid of these because I think they're all going to go because of the land value. They're all going to start complaining, and I would like, in this whole area, I would like to have low wealth, like that. Couldn't go to school. School is something that I want to keep an eye on as well, because education is kind of important. Yesterday we thought 1,466 students. How about that? Can I put a gymnasium somewhere? There you go. Educating the population is good, because I think it keeps the crime rate down. Crime rates, that's very good actually here. Just 1 crime and 6 criminals at large. That's pretty good, but it should be, because I've got this thing which has got helicopters, I don't have the detective wing yet, but I've got a pretty good police system there. Right, it's another night. Night is the best time for gambling. It's the time when these places should make the most, and yes. And at last, I'm making money in the Elegant Casino. So it is possible to do. And I think what I've learned is that the thing to do is, well, first of all, you need to have high wealth people in your region, if not in your town. I would suggest in your town as well, and also high wealth people in the surrounding. Normally, you have groups of four towns that can all work together on a great work. So the thing to do, I think, is to concentrate on getting some high wealth people in each of those places, because it does seem from the tourist map, and you can see here I've got 116 high wealth. I've got 100. I've actually got more high wealth than medium wealth. But it does seem that high wealth people, they don't seem to come by bus. I mean, if you look at the bus station here, it's got lots of tourists, but I don't see any high wealth tourists at all. Now, I always thought that the airport was, well, now there's where are these are these coming from? The airport? Hang on a minute, because that's, maybe that is the airport. Came from the airport. Going to the stadium? Where's the stadium? Came from the airport. Oh, well, that's cool. Well, that's just what I was going to question. Does this airport actually do anything? And there you go. It does bring in tourists. Not huge amounts. At least not yet. And again, that may simply be that these people are coming from, coming from all around here, and it might be that besides the eco town here and this place, everything else is empty. So there isn't really, and there's no wealthy people here. There's no wealthy people. There's not a lot of people in general to come into the airport. But it's nice to know that it does work. You do get something. You do get a few high wealth people coming from there. So yeah, the airport is a good idea. The buses, not so much. The buses seem to be all medium wealth. You can see they're coming out in their hundreds. Medium wealth people. So at the moment it looks like I've got this is not, is it full yet? How am I doing? Medium wealth, there is no room here. Medium wealth tourists staying here. There's hardly any medium wealth people staying at this hotel. I don't know why. Lodgers, is that, why would that be? There's plenty of rooms, but no medium wealth people want to stay here. I guess maybe all the medium wealth people are staying at the hotels. It's another thing I don't understand. I don't know what it means. We need freight. I don't know what that freight. Well, I guess maybe they need food and things like that. So maybe that I need to put in some more industrial somewhere. If there's a huge problem here with we need freight, we needed workers. What about that one? They needed freight shipments and they didn't get them. Of course, this can bring freight, so maybe I can do that. Where's the cargo? Send your city's freight shipments out. I wonder, does it bring freight in as well, or does it just ship it out? I don't know if it brings it freight. The other thing I could do to bring in freight, of course, is a... Wow, there's a lot of places going here. Too many deaths. Fire. The other thing which is good for freight is a trade depot. So let's put a trade depot in somewhere. A trade depot. I'd like to put the trade depot... I think I know where I'm going to put it. Tourists, lots of tourists visiting here. But this would be a good place for a trade depot. And what a trade depot can do is it can simply bring in things. That might keep our hotels happy. So what you've got here already is you've got this, which is shipping warehouse. I can't, there's nothing I can, let's see. Small, it accepts freight shipments from local industry. Not so sure. It accepts things from local industry, but it doesn't seem to bring in freight. I thought you could import freight. So maybe I'll get rid of that, and maybe I'll simply put some industry here. Let me get rid of this. This is going to lower the land value here, but maybe not too much. We'll see. We'll see. How are we doing now? Still making money. Medium wealth tourists is full. Medium wealth tourists that are staying as lodgers is not bad either. I don't know if it's a pity it wouldn't say how many tourists there are altogether coming and where they're going. We can see I've got a little casino here that's got low wealth and medium wealth. Low wealth and medium wealth, so they're going to various places, but I wondered, does the fact that these things are closed down, does that mean that I'm going to get less tourists? Because the tourists feel that there is not really enough things to do here, and so they decide they don't want to come. There we go. And you can see here all these cars coming in. These are all high wealth. I wish I could tell where they're coming from. I'm going to try and stop this. Ask this guy. It says the region. It doesn't say which part of the region. Just the region. But you can see they come in cars. They come. They fly in. They do not use the bus. That's interesting. So this is successful now. If I let that go, let this game run for a while, I guess, and just see if this keeps, growing and gets to kind of a capacity state. Because if it gets to a capacity and there are still lots of high wealth tourists coming in, then I guess that would be the time that you could put down another thing here, which has always been, for me, it's always been something very difficult to get to work, and that's been, I think it's this, the Sydney Opera House. It says it's a high tourist attraction, and I think this is the thing that really, you've got a maximum attendance of 2,679, but when I try to use this thing before, it normally stays empty all the time, because I think you really need to have a serious influx of high wealth people to get this to work, because you don't get low wealth and medium wealth coming to it. So if this keeps doing well, and if people are coming here to stay the night and gamble, but there's no room, then having something like this Sydney Opera House nearby would maybe be another place where they could go. So I do have the tourists today. We do have the breakdown of tourists. That's interesting. Tourists yesterday. Mainly medium wealth tourists. 10,000 medium wealth tourists yesterday. There's not a lot of stuff for the medium wealth tourists to do here, actually. So I'm kind of wondering where all the medium wealth tourists go. It's only 7:50 a.m. So if I check this figure later, it might be closer to this. Like I say, I'm just wondering if the medium wealth tourists keep coming, but there's nothing to come to. Will they stop coming at some point? And in the meantime, I'm still losing these places. Not enough freight shipments and not enough workers. Well, I think those problems should be solved at some point. But these are interesting figures. I'm wondering if I should put a stadium for medium wealth, because one of the stadiums, which we have here, if I go to stadiums, I think this one is, even this one, it's pretty good for medium wealth people, and this is good as well for medium people. So at least it gives the tourists somewhere to go if they come. So which one should I try? Maybe not right now. Something to think about. Crime in progress. But there you go. At least I've managed to get this hotel profitable. It was kind of a surprise to me a little bit, but I did something which seemed quite logic, and that was I just kind of turned off all the competition in the other hotels so that anybody who came here was going to have to go to this place. And that seemed to work. Anyway, I shall call this one here, I think. I'm not sure how long I've been waffling on. I'm kind of assuming it's been over half an hour. So I will say goodbye for now, and I shall be back again with another episode just to see how we can increase the profits in the Elegant casino, and see if we can keep increasing our tourist numbers. I think that would be that should be one of our objectives. We have, where is it? I don't know how I got the figure. Is it this one? There is a way of finding the figure. I don't know how I did that, but I'll see if I can keep increasing the tourist figures. But until later on, adios.